Hi everyone, and welcome to the first video tutorial for Stremio add-on developers. For this tutorial I chose igdb.com. This is a video games website. We're interested in this metadata pages, and more specifically they have YouTube videos. Not this one, but let's see. Right, so we want to play this directly in Stremio. So let's get right to it. We're going to use Node.js and the Stremio add-on SDK for this. Let's first create a folder for our project. Just call it IGDB add-on. The first thing that we need to do for any Node.js project is create package.json. So let's do that first. We're going to give it a name. We're going to give it a version. Description. Okay, we're gonna set the entry script, which will be index.js in this case. We're gonna define the start script for npm, so we can run it with npm start. Now we're gonna set the dependencies. In this case, we're gonna have Stremio add-on SDK. We're going to use version 1.2.0 and the IGDB API node module, which is used to communicate to IGDB's API. Alright, now we're going to create index.js. So let's first include our dependencies. Let's start the IGDB client with our API key. Now in this case I already set the process environment variable with my IGDB key. You can get one by just registering to their API, it's free. Now we're going to need the add-on builder and serve HTTP from the add-on SDK. Alright, let's first define our add-on manifest. We do this by defining it here. First we need to give it an ID. Now the ID can be literally any unique string between add-ons. Let's just call it this for now. Let's give it a name. Let's call it IGDB add-on. And let's give it version. Alright, description. Game trailer, gameplay, videos from igdb.com. Okay, we're going to have two resources in this case. There are 4 accepted resources. There's catalog, there's meta, and these are the ones that we're going to need. There's also stream and subtitles. In this case, the streams will be the YouTube videos, but we're just going to set those directly in the meta object because we have them at that time, so we don't need to set the stream resource. The catalog, let's go through Stremio and what we have here. So this is a catalog, for example. This is the default movie catalog. Now this also appears in Discover, and you can search, and they search each catalog. So this is the catalog resource. Now when we go on an item, now this is the meta resource. This we respond with different information here to show this page properly, and this is where the streams will be. Okay, subtitles, that's self-explanatory for now. So let's go back. We're gonna need catalog and meta, as I said. Now we're gonna set the type of our meta objects. In this case, we're gonna have channel. You can set movie, series, channel, or TV as accepted types. You can also set whatever word you want here, and it's going to create a new type in the Discover page for your add-on. Now we have to define our catalogs. It's important to note that even if your add-on has no catalogs, you need to set it to an empty array at least. Otherwise, you're going to get an error. It's also of type channel. It needs an ID that needs to be unique between the catalogs of this add-on. In this case, it won't really matter. We're just going to call it HDB catalog. Okay, we're going to set a name for it, a human readable name. Let's say games. Now we're also going to state that this catalog supports searching. Okay, that should be enough. Now we're going to set an ID prefix for our meta objects. I'm going to just say HDB like that. And this should be the entirety of our manifest, of our add-ons manifest. Now, an important thing to start with is creating a function that converts the objects that you get from APIs to Stremio accepted ones. So this is the objects that we're receiving. This is how they look. We're gonna convert this to something that Stremio understands. So let's start with the background for the meta object. In this case, we have screenshots and we have artworks. Any would do, I guess. Let's just go with that first. Okay, so we just say okay, then we're just going to use screenshots if we have any. Just going to go for this first screenshot, because it doesn't really matter. Otherwise, if there are no screenshots, we're just going to use artworks. All right. Now, as you can see here, this lacks a prefix of HTTPS or HTTP. So let's just add that to them, to the background. So you need to understand that Stremio is cross-platform, so and there's also a mobile application, so it's good to always add the HTTP or HTTPS prefix. Just make sure that it works everywhere correctly. better to be safe than sorry, considering there are so many Stremio products today. Okay, now one more thing that we need to do here is you can see this. This is a thumbnail here of the image. We need a bigger image for a background. So I know for a fact I've checked their documentation. So I know that you can just replace this part of it with the original in this case to make it bigger, as we need that. Okay, what else do we have? Let's also look at Stremio right now. We can also set genre, I guess. Other information such as this. Let's go with genres. I know we have genres here somewhere. Yep, there we go. Okay, so let's add genres. We're just gonna map them here because we need an array of strings and they have an array of objects, so we just need the name from the genre. Okay, what else? Poster is important, obviously. So let's see what we have for poster. Okay, we have to do, oh, okay, we have a cover, so we're gonna use this as the poster. Okay, let's add some space here so we can see it properly. Okay. This is also a thumbnail I sent, so we need to change that. Yeah, it's thumbnail. Okay. We're not going to go with the original here. We don't need something that big, so we're just going to say it with this. Also here, like with every image from this API, we gotta add HTTPS in front of it. Alright, so now we have a poster too. What else do we have that might be important to us? I consider platforms being important because we want to know on what they can play these games. So let's do that. Let's add platforms. I'm not sure we're gonna set when we're gonna show the platforms because we don't have the channel meta doesn't support platforms. Obviously, this is a particular case, but let's think of that later. Let's just add them first. Alright, so I'm gonna make it a string this time because I'm thinking we're gonna use this instead of a description because it's more important actually. We're gonna do the same thing with the genres. We're just gonna return the name from the object and we're gonna join them. There we go. Okay, what else? We should show the year of the item. Do we have here? Should have a release date. Ah, there we go. There's a release date in Unix timestamp. Okay, so let's just go with HTTP year. Okay, and say that if we have first release date accent here to make sure this works correctly. Okay. And get full year from it. Okay, that should be that. We have the year now. Oh, the videos, obviously, the YouTube videos. Okay, so screenshots, artworks, videos, there we go. And this gives us the YouTube video ID. That's great because Stremio supports YouTube by default, so it should be easy to add. Let's see. Go HD meta videos map. Okay, I'm going to return something that Stremio supports. So in this case, it's going to be YouTube ID like this. Now, normally here you would add the channel ID from YouTube, but we don't have that. We just have the video ID, but this can be skipped easily. So we're just gonna jump through to the video ID. Alright, now we're gonna give it a title. I believe we have titles here, right? Yes, we have a name. Now, use that. And we also need a thumbnail. They don't give us a thumbnail, but that's okay because I know for a fact that you can get a thumbnail from YouTube by just doing this. Yeah, so that should give us the thumbnail too. Alright, so I think we have everything that we need. Let's just return the meta object. Now, every meta object needs a unique ID. We've set the prefix as IGDB, like this. So let's start with that. We're going to say ID is this, plus we're going to need the unique ID. We're just going to use their meta IDs. That should be fine. Alright, so we have a unique ID for a meta object. Now we need the name of our meta object. We have a name too, right? Yep, there we go. So we're going to do this here. Now we're going to set the type. The type is channel. We only support channels. The catalog is channel. Meta will be channel too. Alright, now poster. If you have poster, you're going to use it. Otherwise, no. A description. We're going to go for platforms first, if we have them, because I still consider that more important for users. Otherwise, we're going to use the summary, I think it was summary, right? Summary, yeah, description. Or, if not, nothing. We're going to add the year and the background. We're going to add the genre. And lastly, we're going to add the videos. Alright, so now we should have, if I didn't mess up anywhere, we should have a Stremio supported meta object in return from what we get from the IGDB API. Alright, now we're going to have to define the handlers. In this case, we said that we have catalog and meta as the resources. So first we're going to go for the catalog handler. We do that by doing this. Alright, now this gives us the arguments from the request, and we need to return a promise. There are many ways of doing that. I'm just going to do this. So yeah, I'm just going to resolve reject through this code. Alright, Now, we also said that this catalog supports searching. So let's handle searching first. In order to search, you're going to get args extra search. So if that is available in the arguments, then it's obvious this was a search request. Okay, let's use the IDP client to request our search query. Now we don't need much to. Let me explain this. When catalogs are used, when we return these meta objects here, we basically only need the poster and the title and an ID and the type, nothing else. But when it's requested by meta, we're going to need to respond with a lot more data. So in this case, we just need the name and poster for this. So we're just going to set that as what we need for this. Because that's all you need to show an item in the catalog. We're going to limit it to 30 items. We're going to order it by popularity, descending, and we're going to set a search query to what we get from Stremio. Okay, so this is also a promise, so we handle that accordingly. If we get an error, let's just handle errors first. Just gonna reject it at there, right? Okay, if we get a result, and if this result has a body, and if the body has a length, because the responses are arrays, as you can see here, arrays of objects. So if all of these are correct, we're just gonna resolve metas and say res body map to meta. That's literally all we need, because this will just convert all the items to string exact ones. Otherwise, we're just going to reject this with an error saying no results found for our search query. Alright, this should be everything that we need for search to work. Nothing else. Now, if you don't get the search query, it's obvious that this is a catalog, a normal catalog request. We're just going to make sure that everything is correct here. We're going to make sure that it's of type channel, and the ID is the ID that we set for our catalog. Although this, in my opinion, could never happen, but you never know. Alright, so we make sure that the arguments are correct and that the request is valid. Otherwise, if it's none of this, then we're just going to reject this with an error saying invalid catalog request. Alright, so the main catalog, this is what shows here in the board and the discover pages. This is what we're doing now. This is what we're handling. So in order to do this, I'm gonna, bear with me, I'm just gonna get today's date, and I'm gonna use that to get this. I'm doing this because I want to request data from a particular time period. I want the catalog to be like from this exact day, but not older than 1 year ago, for example. Filter out very old items. So alright, now let's use the client again. We went for this format because this is what the HTTP API supports for filtering by period. So we only need the name and cover here also. Nothing else for catalog requests. Let me do 30 again. We're gonna order it by popularity again. Popularity sending. Okay, and we're gonna use the filters to say that it can be older than the previous year on the 1st of January. And we shouldn't get releases that are not yet released, video games that are not yet released. So this is why we've done this. Okay, so this is the actual request. Yeah, this is pretty much the same. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, and we're just going to change the server because it's not search anymore. Right. So this should be it. This is our catalog. Nothing else should be needed. If I did everything correctly, this should just work. Now we also have the meta resource. So let's create the handle for it. It's the same, we just get arguments and we need to respond to with a promise. I'm going to use the same pattern. This isn't necessarily, this is a single preference, I guess. Alright, so we're handling this, the meta request. We need to get the most information that we can on our metadata. So let's go through this. First, we're going to make sure that the arguments make sense, I guess. Yeah, we're going to check if the prefix is correct. Again, this is just for safety. It shouldn't really ever happen to get the wrong requests, but again, better safe than sorry. If these aren't correct, we're just going to reject an error. Okay, let's use the IGB client again. Request the meta for this. Now we're going to need a lot more fields here. Again, we need every field that we use here into meta. In this case, it's going to be name, cover, first release date, which is used for the year. We need screenshots and artworks for the background. We need videos because we need videos. And genre and platforms for the description or summary. Okay. Now we're going to request a specific ID. In this case, it's args ID, but we're going to remove our prefix format. So we're going to do this. Okay. We need to expand the genres and platforms because otherwise the HTTP API will just respond with an array of the platform IDs or the genre IDs. We need more than that. We need their actual names for this. So this should be the entirety of the request. Now, if the response is correct, we'll handle that, but let's first catch the error. No, let's not let errors be. Okay. So just as above, we're going to make sure that this has a correct response. In our case, this API always responds with an array of objects, so it's basically the same logic everywhere. We're going to resolve this to meta in this case, and just use to meta on the response, the first in the array of the response. Otherwise, we're just going to reject this and give the error name, let's call it receive invalid meta. Okay, so this should be the entirety of the add-on. It's 180 lines. If I did everything correctly, I may have not done it correctly. But now we're just going to serve HTTP. We imported it from that SDK at the start. So we're going to do that by doing this. Alright, and give it a port. I'm just going to use 7049, for example. Okay, well, let's see if this works. So I'm just going to go to, alright, we're going to install it first. Now let's just do npm start, and we got our first error. This resources must be in there. Oh, right. Okay. Let's install this really quickly and see what's what. So if we go down, we have, these are the games. They seem to work fine. Let's try out one of these trailers. And this also works fine, I guess. We have the other videos here, they're searchable. We have platforms here. Genre, everything seems to work great. Let's try something else then. Let's do a search for a game, right? Okay, it's taking a while. Is there an error? I should be aware. Oh no, just took a bit. Okay, let's do it here. We have a background, we have genre, we have platforms. We have a lot of videos here. So this was it. This is a perfectly running add-on. It's, again, what, 180 lines or something, 182. It's not hard to create an add-on. It's actually quite simple once you get the hang of it. I hope this was useful for all of you, and I'll create a new video for you guys soon. Goodbye for now.